Let's jump into the digital nomad side of things. So you're a traveling entrepreneur, been all over the world. What got you into that?
So funny enough, when I was 18, I wanted to go to India originally for charity reasons. My church had always supported a charity organization. I was just curious to visit it and to help out a little bit there. And I was just old enough to book a plane ticket. My parents didn't want me to go alone. Reasonable request. They said I had to bring a friend. I think that was their way of saying no one's going to go with them. So I played a curveball and I had my business, man. Like at 18, I was already doing well, making some decent money. I had virtual assistants at the time, with majority of them being in Bangladesh. So I told my parents, okay, I'll find a friend to go with me. I messaged my favorite virtual assistant in Bangladesh. His name is Rafat. I said, Rafat, if I pay for your plane ticket to India, will you travel around India with me for 3 weeks? And he's like, yeah, sure. He'd never left the country, never been on a plane. And I told my parents, yeah, I've got a friend. He's gonna meet me there. And I met my virtual assistant in person for the first time in my life. He was like 27. I was 25, I don't know, 25, 26, whatever. Met him in person and we traveled for 3 weeks together and he's one of my best friends to this day. When I met him, he had never been on a plane, never left his country. He's now been to 5 countries and taken like probably 20, 30 flights.
That's
So he's
awesome.
been one of my traveling buddies.
That's very cool. When did you let your parents into the little ruse you pulled on them after the fact, or did they kind of catch
It was after flights were booked, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember exact timeline, but it was kind of funny because I had him FaceTime them and I forgot if and I remember they were like, oh, okay, where are you based, or fat? Kolna, Bangladesh.
it?
Where? Oh, like southern Bangladesh. And yeah, but he was an awesome dude. Because he spoke Hindi, Bengali, English, so he was a great translator too. And yeah, just been one of my best friends. I actually lived with him in Bangladesh for a few months too. Know all his family, know all his friends. So there's a tiny little village area in Bangladesh, like not a big city, named Kolna, where pretty much everybody there knows the white teenager who spent an abnormal amount of time walking around the streets talking to people.
That's awesome.
I'm also 6'7" for some context, so I
You're 6'7"?
really stand out. Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. That's awesome. That was actually going to be my next question. What did his family think of the strange white kid flying him over? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so it was so Bengali men. It's a very conservative Islamic country. So all of them are Muslim, and the men are. It's kind of a cultural thing. I don't know if it's a religious thing or cultural thing. So forgive me if I'm wrong. If you're listening, the men don't like to smile because it's like not. It's feminine to smile. So I remember meeting his dad, who had like the harshest face, and I wasn't sure how to like gauge it. But turns out he just absolutely adored me and was so confused because Rafat was living in a city, but his family lived in a village. So, village, think a bit more ramshackle housing, not really roads, like no one goes there. I remember going to the village to his home and he had his whole family there to receive me. It was like the first time a white person's ever been to the village. It was a big deal. I only saw his mom one time because in their culture, the women do all the cooking and they kind of stay in the kitchen where there's a curtain where you can't see them. But I remember it was a really big honor because they don't normally come out, but she came out very briefly to kind of smile at me and look at me, which that may seem like a small gesture, but culturally that was a really big and kind gesture. Yeah, it was a great experience. But yeah, my big goofy lanky ass running around. And one thing I thought I'd mention is I travel with like really short shorts. Like I like thigh highs, which you have a culture where most guys are wearing jeans and long sleeve shirts even in the heat, and you have me running around in my thigh highs with a bunch of tiny Bengali men. It's quite the scene.
Oh wow, that's awesome. What's the favorite country you've been to?
So for visiting, Bangladesh, but it's terrible for work. Internet on and off, water on and off, electricity on and off, constant honking, just terrible for work. I did not get much done in Bangladesh. But I love it. Love it for visiting. It's super exciting and you feel like a real raw adventure because no one goes there. Another cool thing about Bangladesh is obviously it's inexpensive, but also in America, I really don't like tipping culture. And in Bangladesh, they don't have tipping culture, which makes tipping all the more fun. Because what I would do is I would tip people on occasion their monthly salaries, which was just so fun to see the action. So that was a really fun thing to do there. I would like go to a barber and give them $100 and, you know, they make 75 a month. So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
That part was quite fun. So that was my favorite, like raw travel experience. Bangladesh, India is great too. But for living and working, I'll give a few I like. So I really like Thailand, which is where I'm at right now. Thailand's awesome for everything but time zone. I'm up till 2 a.m. every night. Right now it's not too late, but it's 10 p.m. So Thailand's great besides the time zone. Mexico City is surprisingly safe and doesn't really live up to all the bad reputation that other parts of Mexico has. Great for time zone, really great place to work, cheap, affordable, good food, good people. And give one for Europe. Czech Republic is really good. So those are kind of my top 3 spots to like settle down for a little bit longer.
Got it. What's your country count? How many countries have you been to so far?
This is one of those topics where I have to stop myself from explaining too long because it depends what you consider a country. I want to go to every country in the world, and I'm basing that on UN member states, which was 196. Out of that count, I've been to 25. If you're counting countries with a passport, for example, like Puerto Rico is a country, that I'm at 30 or 31.
Got it. And I know you being an analytical person, you've mapped out how long it's going to take you to get to the 100% goal. What's the timeline look like for you on that?
It's impossible right now. I can't do it legally because I actually want to join a club that has everybody being in every country, which means you have to enter legally. So you, if I could enter illegally, I can, but it won't count. For example, like I can't go to North Korea right now, where like 4 years ago I could go to North Korea.
Yep.
So you know I could enter North Korea illegally, but it wouldn't count in terms of officially completing the goal. So right now it's impossible. So my main goal right now is to make as much money as I can. My goal is like be able to retire in like 3-4 years, not actually retire, but then focus on traveling. You know, like I've followed there's few people have done it. I followed everybody who's been in every country. And you know, a lot of times you have to fight over a petty visa for 6-7 years. So, you know, it just depends. Also with COVID, it's impossible too. So doesn't matter if you're not needle, then there's less place you can go. If you are needle, then there's more places you can go, but there's still some countries that are entirely closed. Like some people who went to every country, they had to get what is it called? They had to get government jobs just to get into countries. Like they had to get jobs into government specific to like relations to go into closed countries. So some people have been able to do it in like 3-4 years at the right timing. Some people it takes 30-40 years. So I personally decided to put no timer on it because it would probably make me hate it.
Got it. Okay. So more of a passion project than a 100% completion goal type thing.
I do want to do 100% because another thing I will say is I am business minded. So my thought process is if I can go to every country in the world, it's like one of the rarest groups of people to be in. There's more presidents, there's more astronauts, there's more NBA point guards than there are people in every country. The way I would do it is I would have been pitched large companies for speaking gigs. They get paid really well. So, you know, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all these countries want to have talks on diversity and inclusion, which tie right into like different cultures and travel. And a lot of the guys I know who've been to every country, they went and did that. You know, we spent 200-300 grand to do it. Then they go charge 50 grand for a talk at Google, just talking about their experiences. So that's my idea to monetize it after. Run cold email campaigns to big companies and charge them a ton to speak.
Very cool.